of all, we have all the data that we collected from the polls, determining whether or not people have interest in the female custodies, whether or not female custodies are selling based on boots on the ground approach, looking at the stores. I'm gonna explain all that, but it is interesting. Then we have Supergirl heading to 200 million of a flopping disaster, un desastre. Then we have Zack Snyder actually being on the Paramount lot and possibly working on a new project, possibly returning the Snyderverse. Then we have
Oh boy!
what happened?
Oh boy!
Oh no! Oh my God! You say
Well.
$10 more?
What the shit?
Oh my God!
Roadkill for
Yay.
a $49.99. You say $10 more? Yeah, I guess,
I
bro.
need dollar is what I need.
Thank you
Hey,
so much, Roadkill. Thank you.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
Wild, man.
So this is what now, Zatanna?
No.
What is it? Wait.
Wait, I'm gonna
That's
check.
like she's at 70.
70, right?
Yeah,
So
70.
definitely Mary Jane.
Mary
Mhm.
J for sure. Now Zatanna is
Mary Jane
100.
for sure.
Yeah. So Mary
Clinton in
J.
the house.
Okay.
What's up, Clinton?
Hey, hello there, Clayton. Okay, then I guess I'm
So
gonna
Mary Jane, yeah.
go
We'll
to.
keep up the show in the meantime.
All right.
If that's a concert, Tsunami and I are the warming up a band.
Yeah.
Oh shit. You guys are fucked now.
All right, I'm going. I'm
Here
going
we
to
go.
do it fast. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Toodles.
But it's very.
All right, Chad.
cold, so.
You're stuck with the gang for now while
Yep.
she goes and
with the
hurries. Scurrying.
Oh. Here we go. Yeah. Hey Joey, maybe tonight it will be Mouse PI to start off because we got it last night. Or maybe Pragmatic, who knows? Yeah. Tsunami, which one is your favorite version of Mary Jane? You know, the more classical one, the animated one, the movie one.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, definitely not the movie one. I can say that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's smoke cigarettes while she's away. Of course, we're all over it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with obviously the classic. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Seeing her in like that, like the lime green sweaters or the whatever things like that. It really stuck with me. Obviously, as a kid, there was definitely a crush that I had as a kid.
Mm.
The movies didn't. They've never been able to do her justice, and it's
Never.
getting worse.
Yeah.
So there's.
It's
I don't
getting
know.
worse indeed, yeah. I mean, they got what was it, Gwen Stacy, right, in the movies, but Mary Jane.
Yeah. What is that? Emma Stone. Emma Stone. Yeah, she's very attractive. Yes.
Mm. Yeah. And they.
So.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, and they had that connection with her and Peter Wright in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but the things with Mary Jane never worked. I mean,
yeah. It's so funny. Like, I prefer the obviously the Tobey versions of Spider-Man much more than the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they had some things right in Amazing Spider-Man. I did not like Andrew Garfield when I first saw him. I was like, no, that's not Peter. But they did get some elements of classical storytelling down. I don't know. I watched them once and I never really got back into them again. But then again, I've self-admitted I'm not a huge Spider-Man guy.
Oh,
no simping.
Okay, I'm here. Okay,
so modern MJ.
I'm going to be the sex internet one, Mary Jane, guys.
The sex internet one?
Yes, this is the sex internet Mary Jane.
Yeah, well, she's on the cover of a comic book with that shirt. So
okay, so
it's
the
canon.
So it's the canon
Yeah.
sexy internet comic book Mary Jane. I'm here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Roadkill. Thank you. You get the Wonder Woman salute.
Fan in the house.
Who? I didn't hear.
Slipknot fan. Over on the superhero
Slipknot fan.
Hell.
He says, "Wowzers, indeed."
Ooh.
And Logan says, "I miss Ginger MJ from 70s, 80s." Yeah, for real.
All right.
Ginger.
If I get gold, I'm gonna get my.
Oh no.
My business.
You're getting gooned too. Roadkill says, "BRB, don't judge me, Empress."
No.
I will not. I will never. Like literally, I will
She judges
never.
not.
Yeah,
As the song
exactly.
says.
The lyrics of my songs like perfectly encapsulates me, like literally. They're not there just to be epic or that's exactly speaking of my character, so it's very important. Okay, so here it is, because this is a cosplay. So here
Very
it is.
strong. The house.
Okay, hold on, just showing the t-shirt. So this is the t-shirt that I actually drawn. I have to redo the colors, but I made this for a Comic-Con before the pandemic, actually. So that was a while
Is that
ago.
how we're calling it now? Showing the t-shirt.
I have to show the
Okay.
cosplay. That's the only thing that the
Ah.
cosplay entails. I mean, it's me and it's the t-shirt. So here's Mary Jane. Okay.
Again, we said to Michael Usman that to say
I'm
to
available.
Hollywood that Mary Jane is right over here. And
Yes.
you keep getting stupid actors for that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But as one guy said on my recent cosplay on YouTube,
I was about to
"Dude,
say,
stop
oh,
it."
you read my mind. I was about to say it. Dude, just stop.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, I'm a dude, as you can see.
Obviously.
Very duty. Very
Obviously.
duty dude.
Dudes and dudes.
Okay, guys, now we're ready to start. Of course, the other tiers are available, and I am going to get into all of that cosplay no matter the time if we actually get to those tiers. So, if we screw up the news because of that, we're gonna do them tomorrow. Just letting you know. Okay, now I was getting to the next news is going to be about, I mean, the gaming news. First slide, we have to discuss the DEI that entails, and of course, what is the game actually like. This thing from Vera Dark about Aphelion, the new DI game that flopped. We have this amazing thing from this game developer. At the end, probably we're not gonna have time for this, but this is Resident Evil thingies and Aphelion numbers so far. As you can see, they're amazing. So now let's focus because this is like the toughest thing to cover, and it encompasses about a week of information or more, actually more because we had other polls. So Tsunami, are you ready? I'm gonna start.
Sure.
All right. So guys, yes, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. So we decided. I mean, first of all, guys, out of everything that we know about the female custodies and how the audience sees them, and we're talking about, of course, the OG Warhammer fans, people that are new to the hobby, people that are actually clearly woke. We have information about all of these because, of course, I have my 40K channel and I have over like about 700 comments in between my latest videos, or actually more if we include the latest video, and we can see what is the general consensus about the female custodies. And as you know, even in politics, people actually, I mean, media is trying to make some polls to determine whether or not some party is popular or whatever. They're making some assumptions of how certain party is going to perform in elections, and it's kind of like that when you do polls for movies. What does the audience say? What's the general consensus about certain movie? So we were trying to do an investigation, kind of like that, to get an idea of how the female custodies are selling. But we don't have actual information released from GW. So for sure, we're not trying to claim concrete numbers. But what we are trying to do here, literally, is to hear the people, to give everybody voice, which is very important, like I've said, from all sides, new, old fans, and even the woke people, and see what they think about the female custodies, which of course can lead to conclusions whether or not they would be selling or no. So we are going to try to take a look at all of that, the aspects of all of that, and of course we're going to take a look at what happened with my poll and my posts. So let's dig in, guys, because that's kind of like a deep dive. So I made this post, which, let me see how I can see it. Yeah, how you see it. Yeah, it's okay. So I made this post and I pinned it to my profile. It got 50 freaking 7K interactions, which is nuts. I mean, viewed. It was viewed. Yeah, that's not the YouTube video. And this picture was provided. It was provided from one of you, of course.
Demolition dude.
Demolition
Demolition
dude.
Dude.
Yeah, sorry, Demolition Dude. Thank you. Demolition Dude on X. So as you can see, I mean, I wanted a better picture, but that's what we have. It's quality, as you can see. That here in the middle is the female custodies line, and it's sitting on the shelf. Of course, many people said, well, we're gonna get to that, but just to let you know, many people pointed out that, well, they're sitting on the shelf, but hey, you know, there's Coca-Cola sitting on the shelf. Are you gonna say that Coca-Cola's not selling? I'm like, guys, that's totally different.
Well,
Coca-Cola is restocking all the time,
restocking.
and it's a drink product. It has nothing to do with this. Also, let's not forget there are many reporting that they didn't even get them. So that still was prevalent in all the reports. Now let's go. So here is that topic. Okay, here is the poll on YouTube. So as you can see here, 96% say no, they're still on the shelves. Actual 96%. And of course, take this with a grain of salt, but that's what people are reporting. So we can go on people's reports about this. And 144 votes, which is still something. Is not, of course, this is not encompassing the millions of people, but whoever saw this and they had any report, they said this. So as you can see here, real quick, option 3, we never got them. I don't have Warhammer stores, but female space marines are heresy. Well, I replied female space marines are out of the question for now. According to GW itself, we are talking about female custodies. So yeah, some people still are mistaking female space marines with female custodies. Then, by the way, there's one short from Dawn and Dawn, Flash Kids, who said something. I actually found it yesterday, basically that female custodies are like the test that GW is making for future change for the Space Marines, which that is what they say. Of course, many people actually think that, but what GW said recently was that Space Marines are only male. So at least they said it in a direct line.
Let's hope it will stay like that.
Yeah, they said it, but of course, I talked to other people. They said that's probably bullcrap. They're gonna change them anyways. It's possible, of course, but that's what we have right now. So I stopped playing GW for models. For my models years ago, I don't like to pay scammers. I doubt many of them were even made. GW are notorious for creating artificial scarcity. Not only GW.
Not only.
To be fair, that's something that many companies do. By the way, Toonami, you can interrupt me in any moment if you wish, if you have something to add, because I'm just going through the things that are like shorter, and then we're gonna get to Twitter and actually give it to you, so we can take a look at what is the most interesting and prominent there.
Okay.
Okay. So this guy says lots of retailers don't get boxes. It's like they underproduced. Yeah, that is what everybody were reporting at the beginning. Yeah, option 3 has to be never made it to the store. This guy says I'm not going to travel 2 hours to the LGS, 2 hours back packing gas in our capital to take a photo of what I know they are fully stacked on. Okay, so this guy, things that they're stacked on, but are they selling? We don't know.
That's the other thing here.
I have not seen any of the shops I frequent, zero being offered. The store I went to doesn't look like he ordered any in the first place. Or maybe they never got them. I mean, option 3 never arrived again. And this guy says, my store has a pretty good sized pronoun squad. That's one of the most interested comments, actually. So hold on.
Squad.
Yeah, pronoun squad. So my store has pretty good sized pronoun squad that frequented, and none of them gave 2 craps girl studies. The guys I know that wanted to updated kits basically used them to kick bash upgrade their 40k studies, No one plays heresy here, despite a lot of people owning heresy armies. I'm pretty sure they only got a few of them that were pre-ordered. And I say, so the guys that actually bought them, the guys that actually bought them probably used them. Yeah, I just have a spelling mistake. Bought them probably used them for parts only. That is kind of hilarious. And the pronoun squad doesn't care. You're blowing my mind. So he replied, my local store has a lot of LGBTQ nerd community and none of us have ever had any issues, but the guys that got the custodies, all okay, 40k technically, they're all heresy models, so it's a minority for sure, at least where I'm the bot them. I'm sorry guys, I mean this is a very bad English. Heresy isn't as popular over compared to 40k, even AOS is a distant second.
Age of Sigma.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, that's based on the region, but what is funny is just that, you know, the LGBTQ people are not really that interested. Maybe they're not interested in custodies in general, but wouldn't they be very thrilled that this happened and they can buy them for history's sake? Be like, hey, this change happened, we support it, so we should support it by giving them money. So they didn't actually want to give their money for female custodies. That's kind of weird.
Well, that just shows that they're actually not going to support changes like that. They're just words with no actions.
I mean, that's how it seems.
Them, yeah.
That's how it seems.
On the other hand, whatever is bought there, it was for parts. So even if something went out of the stores, apparently it was just used for parts and not to actually use the models for what they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Seems so. So now, Tsunami, we're actually going to the post. So yeah, take it away.
Okay. Your post was, I'm gathering pics of female custodies still sitting on the shelves. This one is the very first from Demolition Dude on YouTube. If he has X, I'll tag him here, so we can all know what is actually happening with sales for the Femstodies. Please post your pics if you have some. It's the original post. Going into it, you say several people on YouTube still report that their stores never got them, but if you have pics like that, please post them here. I will do a video when enough information is gathered. And it goes right into it. The Goob Father says, my friend runs a hobby store. He said he had about 10 people asking him to order some of the new Femstodies. He told me he tried to order 11. He always keeps one of everything for himself and got 4. He bought one for himself and the other 3 are still sitting. Anecdotal, but he owns the store with his dad and plays 40k with me and our mutual friends all the time. Thank you for this info. Since GW is not releasing any numbers, this is the only way to get an idea of the sales. Also, fan perception, which is 80-90% negative. Based on the 2 polls that I ran so far in my comment section on YouTube, the second poll, but I will be gathering info still. From the Lion himself, welcome back, sir. My local isn't selling it online at all, I don't think. Alchemist Workshop. Still selling Sisters of Silence, though. Awesome. Frost says, what about all the other models that are sitting on the shelves? They've been around for much longer. Probably they sold at the beginning, and the new shiny thing is just that. And if it's not selling well initially, it's just something to add to the overall reports. He continues, weird reasoning. It's fucking weird that people feel so threatened by tiny plastic figures with breath. Don't you have any actual real problems to worry about? Loser. Anyways, CR Ship says the largest retailer local to me actually no longer even carries any of GW's Horus Heresy line. It was failing to sell almost entirely. Good to know. Thank you, says you. Thus, it says both of my local shops only have the old models. Good to know. Thank you. My local is still selling the old minis. Haven't seen the new ones. Damn. What I predicted came to pass. What was that exactly? Him. What you have shown in the pic. No one wants that shit. True. If you still whine about female custodies, you are either a fucking dumbass or a tourist. Probably both. Hated it. Here we go. Holy shitpost, or silent shitposting. Holy fuck, the Space Marines are selling terribly. This is a catastrophe. No one wants them anymore. Nice one, dude. Totally owned. Note that ratio, though. 0 comments and only 33 likes. This is fucking weirdo. That's fine. Stores tend to restock their shelves. Maybe if you actually got a fucking job, you know that, and not look like such a window licker. It's amazing, too. Yeah, I'm sure that the fucking extremely physically fit crew at fucking your local game shop is running back and forth to restock the shelves. Stores tend to restock their shelves. Maybe if you actually got okay, there he is again. I made this male solar watch custody. Sorry it ain't female. Nice. Okay, anecdotal here, but my local game store asked for 10 and got 3, and only 1 has been sold. Both local stores. I don't know how much more you want me to read at this. You want me to keep going? $11. Yes. It's out of control. Back to Normandy again, brother. Saying you're muted. Are you muted?
Yes, I'm muted. Sorry. So thank you so much, Roadkill, for the 1999 Wonder Salute. And this. Yes, I can.
Karate
Mary Jane
Rumble
in
for the house,
training.
Mary Jane in training. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mary
Roadkill.
Janing.
Mary Janing. Mary Janing the muscles. I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I just said to Nami to stop reading them for now. I will go through some of them real quick to wrap things up. So we are now $10 away from 100.
From Zatanna, yeah.
Yeah, from Zatanna.
Yeah.
Just saying, guys. What Mary J says disgusting.
disgusting.
That's a joke, a gypsy joke. It has nothing to do with Mary Jane. Mike drop hello.
Hey, Mark.
Hey,
Mike.
hail guys, hail. Thank you. So yeah, we are only $10 away from actual Zatanna cosplay, which I am upgrading, guys. The week is traveling, and might actually get a new hat eventually. Yeah, that more corresponds to her hat. Okay, continuing with the topic for now, but Roadkill, thank you so much. Okay, so let me take a look at this. So fast forward. I'm going to go quickly to the poll that I did as well, just to show.
So for everyone's information, as part of the chat here, though, looking up some of these Doom posters and people that wanted to talk shit, all you gotta do is go to their profile and you'll see exactly what they're all about.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to see pronouns you use.
Like, hang on, like Mrs. Millicent, witchy lesbianism. Awesome.
Oh my God, Mike.
Mike just dropped a bomb. Yeah.
We gotta make another pause.
Mike, what the
Here we go.
shit?
Okay, we just reached Zatanna. Zatanna, guys.
Another pause for Zatanna.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go.
And say something backwards after.
Backwards?
Her spells are backwards.
Her spells are backwards. Okay. Okay. Right chicken nuggets and just go backwards.
Chicken. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mike. You're getting the salutes. And I'm going to go and now become another character. And we're gonna continue with the female stories and the poll results on YouTube because we forgot to mention that I'm going.
But the guy in the comments said, just stop it, dude.
Just stop it, dude. Stop it, dude.
Nobody knew that. Yes. Hey, Mike, were you streaming something? No, never.
Actually,
yeah. On Saturday, I transform into a chubby old guy called Marvin who collects stamps. Yeah, that was from Johnny Blow, I think. Good then. So now, what do you think? Do you think that those things are selling actually? Well, we can discuss it outside of the stream.
So basically, what she was saying, from what I've gone around, like hunting videos and whatnot, people are reporting that they are doing what is referred to as kit bashing, where they're just taking them and they're augmenting their current armies with them and putting pieces together, whatnot. Do I think it's selling? I mean, sure, I guess. Some people play Heresy. I'm not a tabletop guy. I never fucking claimed to be, so I already know there's going to be lots of shit talking about that. But something I was talking to Empress about with this topic in general is just like, well, GW's not putting out numbers. We're just trying to fucking get a sense of what's going on around there. And if it didn't matter so much, then why are all these people coming around talking shit?
Exactly, yes.
So
why are they so mad about
really
it?
Like,
yeah,
exactly. So like we touched the nerve. They don't like it. And the word chud must have been used at least 3 different times as I was just scrolling through comments, which is pretty funny. And as soon as someone says the word chud, I already know who I'm dealing with.
Indeed, yeah. And as you said,
So is it
it's
going to be a thing? I think she spoke with Chainsword about this, and he made mention of the fact too that like this is a lot like Hollywood, where they're seeing the damage that they've caused, and possibly they're trying to turn the boat around somewhat. I don't think it's ever going to be 100% or anything like that. They're still going to be lefty freaks, but I think they're trying to turn the boat, but it's going to take forever to fucking make it happen. So, similar to what Chainsaw had to say, I agree. I think that we're going to see more of this female dog shit coming out, where they're literally just trying to piss people off. That's it.
yeah.
But
by
they've
that
taken,
point.
they got pretty quiet after like the initial fucking launch of this thing, and this whole, the recent version of this a couple months ago happened. And so yeah, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see, but I don't have a lot of hope for it. I think it's just gonna be a lot more trash coming out, trash novels, like, and it goes back to like the book, the excerpt from the book where they introduced the female custody, and the first thing that they had this extremely like ultra warrior do is start crying as a woman. And it's like,
Yeah.
are you guys serious? What are you
Now
doing
we
right
have
now?
crying in Warhammer. Yay. Oh boy. Always wanted that, yeah.
You're emotionless fucking character who you're like they've always been female is suddenly having a fucking like a cry fest. Shut the fuck up.
By the way,
Weirdos.
speaking about lefties, we had a comment in the last stream on the superhero channel that apparently we are left voters because we don't understand Superman and Zack Snyder is a cancer and things like that. And and the guy said, from what I can hear you saying, all of you are left voters. Said, how
What?
exactly, if we like Snyder, how are we left voters?
What the
Jesus
fuck's he
Christ, yeah.
talking about?
I have
So
no
that's
idea.
a
I'll
problem that we
answer
have in the
later.
United States.
I just saw it in the
There's a
morning. but-
That's crazy. There's a big problem in the United States between we've had obviously leftism is
Yeah.
the real fucking plague on society, but an equally fucking stupid far right version has come out,
It is me.
and it's so crazy. Hey, you're back.
Hey, it's done.
Hello. Hello, guys. Dana is here. That's gonna be very interesting when I edit this video. People are gonna be like, what happened? The next shot, she looked like this. That's exactly what's gonna happen, guys.
Movie magic.
Yeah,
magic,
movie
yeah.
magic. So thank you so much to Roadkill and Mike for making this
What the hell is
possible.
talking about? What the hell is what talking about? Oh, them being righties or lefties, I should say.
Oh, the guy in the
And
comments.
Loken says,
Huh?
I don't know what Saravana just kind of made that statement, so I'm trying to figure it out. Now you got to
So
speak
Lavana, it's a
backwards.
comment on the last
shit.
stream on the superhero channel,
Yes.
basically. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the guy said that our take is so bad that we are probably lefties.
Yeah.
So
It's
saying
so
that
weird.
Zack Snyder is a cancer before that, and I say, so you don't like Snyder? We are lefties anyway. Yeah.
And Loken says, I have Horus Heresy army, a Luna Wolves crusading fleet. Damn. Versus
Oh.
my friends, Xenos forces. Oh, you guys must have fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Back before things got bad.
Okay.
And Disgusting says you gotta speak backwards.
Oh, okay. Chicken nuggets, nugget.
Oh, boy.
Real quick. Hey, Karate Werewolf is in the other chat.
Hey, Karate Werewolf.
Slipknot fan.
Hell.
Hell, guys. Okay, let's continue, guys. We gotta continue now. It's kind of magic. Looks good, Dana. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Guy Logan. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's continue with Zatanna. I can't wait to cannot wait to see the comments in that future Warhammer video that this is going to make when they're like, what the heck are you doing? Okay, all right. So, do not forget about the poll that I also took on Twitter about the female studies are they selling, because that was another way for me to reach people. So 23 votes only, but still 60%. I mean, 60% says yes, they sold out, and no, they still there at 39, which is interesting. So we have
compared to the YouTube.
Compared to the
results, yeah.
YouTube, it's totally different, basically, which is, I mean, we don't know how many of these people are telling the truth in general.
Yeah.
In general, we just don't know. So take that as you will. There's some comments like right here. Hold on. Boop. So I did say about the pictures, but this is what we have. Custodies have barely moved since the red compost. This guy says, you know what, Hammer releases don't just sell out and they aren't available, right? You know, they continue to be available for people to buy. Yeah, sure, but you know, we are gonna get
How exactly?
talking about that. We are going to get to actually what Chainsword said. So tonight we're just gonna get to Chainsword to finish this up in general because his points are important. And again, we do aim. This is very interesting characters. Case study. But we do aim to still be objective and not be just like, oh, they, you know, it seems like they flopped at the beginning. They may still be a flop, but for concrete numbers, we don't have that. So, but we can still make some assumptions at least based on what we see. Not really boots on the ground, says this person, but I found this female custody sold out. Ironically enough, in the description of the product, she is called an the German word for he.
Air.
Air. Ah, okay, you're the German guy. So let's see this. Actually, I haven't seen this.
No, that's interesting. Actually,
Yeah.
Let's see what he show.
That is in. Yeah, translate. Okay. Okay. Minus 20% off.
20% off already.
0 units in stock. But again, we don't know how many they had in the first place.
We don't know how many they had. Maybe they had 3, maybe they had 2. And again, maybe people bought them for parts.
Oh, yeah, which again is actually a pretty good point because I know that you can use those parts to mix with your 40k studies and yeah, you can make some good stuff like that.
Again, to give examples for some of the other companies for toys and things like that. If we take Hasbro again with their Marvel Legends line, they released a Wolverine and Deadpool movie Wolverine figure, of Hugh Jackman with the 2 heads. One is unmasked, which looks amazing. The whole body looks horrible. The head is amazing. Okay, so 2 heads, 1 mask, 1 unmasked. Okay, it's the figure with the sleeves when he still has the sleeves. Later on, they released one without the sleeves. But what people were doing, actually, they started to buy a sleeveless figure, an older version of Wolverine, in which case he with a tank top, to use the hands so that they make the sleeveless version because they weren't sure are they going to actually leave a sleeveless version. And by that, they're going back buying things for price. That happen all the time, because you're not sure, is there going to be a figure that, so, oh, wait, I can kit bash this one and this one. Later on, they released that figure with sleeveless option. What they didn't do, they also released brown suit Wolverine from the movie. Remember that short scene when he was with the brown suit?
Yeah.
Did he have a mask on?
No.
You don't get the head that is unmasked. You get the figure with the freaking mask head, which doesn't appear in the movie. They give you a neck hinge so that you replace the head, but you don't have the unmasked head. You gotta go back and buy the other figure that has the unmasked head.
All right.
Shenanigans like that. Yeah. So could be something like that. Could be really, I'm just going to buy 4 parts.
Okay. So let's focus on female custodians, please. Tsunami, is there anything you want to point out before we move on to Chainsword?
No, we kind of talked about it already, and it's going to sum up essentially what we were talking about. The aim of all this, if anyone thought that we were going to get this is the hard facts or anything like that, that's retarded. It's basically no one's talking about this. We've got no other information, so we're just going in a direction where we can see what people think, and that's it. And I still think it's a really interesting experiment. And I was mentioning to Logan, all these people are like, you're never gonna blah, blah. If it doesn't mean anything, then why are you saying anything? Why aren't you just ignoring what we're doing? Instead, it's pissing them off, which means this might all be shit, might all be fucking for something. It doesn't matter. It's pissing people off. And if that's what's happening, we must be doing something fucking right here. If for nothing else, then it is to fucking go ahead and show people, hey, the community's still here. We're not just laying down taking it. And so that's that. So that's all I could say about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Indeed.
For sure. I mean, nobody else is doing this. We are the only ones. Yeah. So I'm actually proud of that. Okay, let's show what Chainsword says now on the screen. Just give me a sec. And we're gonna read what he said. This is of course in our DMs, but he's okay with me sharing so we can get some information. He, as usual, has info about some particular stores. Just let me get on the other image as well on the screen. We can have both at the same time. We're gonna, yeah, we can read it. Okay, this is visible. Just to go to my own DMs in a second. You're not gonna see that. I'm gonna see it. So basically, I was telling him, for context, I was telling him what we were doing. He saw the post. He saw how people replied. He also wanted to know what is our end goal. I explained that the goal was to get an idea of what's happening, boots on the ground reports, and we are well aware that this is not final or solid information, but the point was to keep conversation going, of course, and hold on, and yeah, and since everybody, I mean, people that cover this decided to sorry, I really need more ashwagandha because I'm really excited about this. So, and since most people on YouTube that covered this finalized everything by saying they're a flop, and I also did a video with the first reports coming in, but I didn't finalize it there. I decided to continue and investigate. That's the difference. So I explained to him that. And then I said, I want to see what is happening in the locations worldwide. I knew from the beginning that it wasn't going to be anything concrete, but the goal was also to see fans' opinions, reactions, and coming from a wide pool. And of course, this post that I made, 57K people saw it. That's pretty substantial. And whoever wanted it commented. Whoever had any desire to participate, they did from whatever side. So better indicator, yeah. So he said basically to me that the better indicator would be how many limited box sets were available in stores and how many sold within the same time range compared to another limited box set. But it's probably too late for that. And I asked, how can we do that? So he replied what you see on the screen. So Tsunami, take it away.
From Chainsword 40K. Well, we could take store stock info as an example. I can give you some hard numbers from one store. The store this info is from currently has the following in stock. Caladius Annihilator Grav Tank, 5 boxes. Coronis Grav Carrier, 13 boxes. Custodian Dreadnought, 3 boxes. Custodian Guard Sodality, 25 boxes. Sentinel Guard Sodality, 8 boxes. Shield Captain, 3 boxes. Ventari Sodality, 5 boxes. Remind me in 2 weeks and I can tell you how much was sold. As of how much boxes was allocated at first depends on the kit, from 5 up to 25. Regarding the Custodes limited box, the store had 5 boxes and sold them all. But if we look at another limited box set, the Armageddon Battalion Astra Militarum box set, they had 25 units allocated and sold all of them within a week of pre-order. It is hard to say how much the Custodes box would have sold with the same allocation. As a fun fact, not really an indicator of anything, the same store got 25 boxes of Commissar Graves and sold them all a week before it was released. So 1 week after pre-order went live. Meanwhile, almost 3 weeks since Custodes pre-order, the Custodes individual releases are still sitting at the numbers listed above. The best-selling Custodes model was the Dreadnought, and the worst was the Custodian Guard Sodality, which has not sold a single box. I can't get a lot of hard numbers from other stores, like I mentioned some time ago, because it's business and people don't like sharing numbers with the competition. So in the end, it's just a rough outline. Another fun fact, the store I mentioned will at best get an allocation of 5 of the new KT box sets despite it selling like crazy. So in the end, it's all subjective. Keep in mind that some stores received around 5 boxes of each individual Custodes release, so they may have sold all of them. Come to think of it, we should also factor allocation into this. So in the end, all of this is subjective and kind of meaningless. I know that Custodes don't sell well because I've talked with many people, but we can't prove it. Unless we get hard data from GW, all of this will just be speculation. Also, a sad realization is that GW is so deep into DEI and woke that it will take at least 2 to 3 years for them to change course, even if they decide to do it now. Fastest we could see any effects would be around 12th edition at best. So expect more stuff like female custodies and all that, especially if DEI stuff keeps selling. This also includes games, the Amazon show, and everything else. GW is almost lost to the woke virus, and it would take either a miracle, a change in management, or getting close to bankruptcy to shift direction. None of those seem very likely. Of course, I still hope the Overton window will shift so dramatically that GW will have to let go of ESG and DEI, but you have to wonder if it's ever going to go back to how things were. At this point, GW is like the ship of Theseus. Nothing of the original remains. End.
God. Okay.
Right.
That is super informative and awesome. So thank you so much, Chainsaw 40k, for once again, uh, getting us some insights that we otherwise wouldn't have gotten at all. So what is interesting and standing out for me out of all of this, before I forget, is exactly this. So a fun fact, not really an indicator for anything. The same store got 25 boxes of Commissar Graves and sold them all. Sold them all week before it will be released. So 1 week after pre-order went live. Meanwhile, almost 3 weeks since Custodes pre-order, the Custodes individual releases are still sitting in the numbers listed above. So yeah, to me, it's just that some things in Warhammer are popular than others.
Yeah.
So that is just what stands out to me. I mean, you can't exactly say it's because they're female and they're Custodes. The Custodes in general maybe are not as popular as
Not as
Commissar
popular, yeah.
Graves, boxes, whatever. That also could be true. But it's just a thing that anything else will sell
Yeah,
better.
maybe not as many people play Custodes actually.
Yeah, that
So-
too,
so
that too,
that's-
that
yeah.
too. So again, I aim to be objective.
Mm.
This is just a fun fact, so take of that what you will. But still, he is an industry veteran. He talks with many people. So he did say, I know that Custodes don't sell well because I talk with many people. Well, we can prove it. Yeah. So, I mean, my conclusion so far is this, that based on all the polls and the 2 and so weeks that we have been gathering information, the Custodes, I would say most people, because that's how it seems, most people are absolutely against them. Like 90% of people, based on everything that we took so far as information, like 90% of people don't like female Custodes. We know that many people are now on the internet because, sometimes people use this argument that, oh, internet is not the same as real world. Well, everybody and their freaking grandma is on the internet.
Yeah.
Those people are in the real world at the same freaking time. There's literally people in my demographic that watch my videos that are up to 60 and more sometimes. And those are exactly the OGs as well. So there's people from all ages, from 18 to 60 something, that are on the internet and they're actively sometimes participating in everything. And if they say that, female Custodes are not what we like, are not what we want, and this is crap, then they're not gonna buy them. That still represents the tip of the iceberg of what's actually below, which is, I mean, still the tip is a reflection of what is below. That's what I mean. So, to me, from everything that we so far know, female Custodes surely are not popular. I mean, we cannot say how much they sold, but we can say that they are not popular because anything else is more popular. That is just what it seems. We can only say, yeah, that's how it seems, and that's probably correct. And maybe we're never going to actually know, but all of those are signals. All of those are signals to something, something that it is there as information, but those are signals of that. So, Tsunami, how do you gather all of this information?
Again, I'm going to go ahead and use Hollywood as a reference to this. There's a small vocal minority that screams fucking out loud left and right all over fucking online spaces. But when it comes time to fucking put your wallet out there, they always seem to come up short. So that's one thing that I fucking learned about this. If I'm pretty sure if this was a hot seller and GW had a lot of faith in it, they'd put those numbers out there just to go ahead and quote unquote own the chuds. So that's one thing that I know. Can I prove it? No, but that's what I think. The poll itself, proves that this is an extremely unpopular opinion or unpopular decision on GW's part. But I think the thing that really pisses them off the most is they want to twist this into some misogynistic argument, but the entire community has said, where are Sisters of Battle? Where are Sisters of Silence? We love females in the female spaces where they're supposed to be. Don't fuck with that. And it wrecks their fucking narrative, and they don't know what to do with it. And that's why they keep saying things in your comments like, if a couple of plastic breasts are bothering you. No, dude, that argument's not going to fucking work either, because everyone that we fucking polled or spoken to, I haven't seen anyone say anything like girls are stupid and stinky. It's no, they don't belong in this faction only, and it wrecks the fucking narrative. And
Yeah.
that's what we've seen. So
That's
we
how
got to
they
see
try
where it goes
test
from
the
there.
water with that,
Mhm.
with exactly
They
because
can't twist
maybe-
it.
Yeah, maybe they're really not as popular as we said the custodies in general, for some players, and that's why they decided we're going to test the water over here to see what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at this. I just want to make a comparison between this poll and the other poll. So on YouTube, where 144 people voted. Here on X, only 23 voted.
Mm.
So what is more prevalent? Is this poll?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, they're sitting on the shelves is 96 people, and 4% say they sold out. So this beats the other poll. It has how many more times of people voted here? A lot more. I mean,
And again, by the way, speaking of popularity, as Tsunami said, if they were so popular and really hot selling, they were going to stock more of these. Because again, other companies do that. If you have popular character from franchise, you in a case, let's say you have a wave of figures. In the case that the stock will order, you have three figures per case of the popular character, one of the other guys. So they do know, the companies do know, this one is popular, we stock more of that. If the wave is 5 figures, I mean, you stock 3 per case, and if I buy a whole case, I got a better chance to get 3 of those. So again, maybe here is the same thing. They do know it's not that popular, so we're just going to stock, 3, 2.
I mean, it's a very good indicator what companies do, how they behave. So you
How they
can make
behave,
an assumption, very like educated guess based on how they behave
Yeah.
themselves, even if they don't release concrete numbers. So that's what we are also getting at.
Yeah.
You can see the behavior of the company. You can see that they didn't they didn't deliver on the orders. We had that information even before we gathered all of this information. We had the other information that we covered, that reports were coming, and actual store owners were reporting how they didn't get the orders that they made towards GW of the female custodies boxes. So we have this artificial scarcity that GW were creating. We have the stores saying we never get our boxes. Now we have weeks later people. That's weeks later, guys. People that say we never even got them. So what the heck happened? It seems like GW underproduced. If they overproduced, or if they produced enough, why not deliver those boxes weeks later? They try to say it's a logistical error, but where are those boxes still weeks later?
They still didn't arrive, yeah.
Yeah, that's also something that we shouldn't forget and should factor in this investigation. Right, Tsunami?
Dude, these freaks will fucking throw a fucking parade / riot about anything that they disagree with. And any win they get, they are more than happy to throw parties all over social media. If they had a W for this fucking topic, they would absolutely be putting out the fucking numbers. There's no fucking way in the world this filth would not be fucking being like, ha ha, chuds, we showed you. So they're fucking obfuscating for a reason. That's my opinion, of course. Don't sue me, bro.
Yeah, the thing is that what we know for a fact that they don't have a W.
Yeah.
They don't have a W. So what is it then? That reminds me really quickly. I'm just gonna say that really quickly. That reminds me of what happened to Superman, the movie. The box office.
Yeah,
This is a pretty good
That's a
comparison.
good example, yeah.
Every freaking time that we had any movie in history that we know the raw numbers for, they said this movie is a success because it made this much in the box office. Compare this to the budget and the marketing, all factoring the budget for the marketing and the budget of making the movie, everything factored in. This movie made money because look at the box office, look at how much money it made on top of that. So it's a success based on this and this. We don't have that with Superman 2025. It took months to finally be like, it's here and there, it lost money, didn't. It's here and there, lost money, didn't. We can't say it, we can't admit it. Well, okay, it lost money. And then all of a sudden, here comes Netflix boss. And he says in front of a court, 2025, Superman, yeah, it underperformed.
Yeah.
Finally, because he has to say it. He has to
Exactly,
say it.
yes.
But in this movie, they decide to hide it non-stop, to go around it, to just, not be direct, to be like, oh, it's a success. Like multiple articles were made in the support of the movie and how it was such a freaking amazing success. And we all knew that that was bullcrap. And then real comparisons came out between, the movie and Man of Steel. So you always have to compare with everything that you know to actually realize what's happening. But also, when you see how they behaved for this movie, for Superman 2025, you see that if this was a win, this all being around the bush, trying to avoid it, trying to whatever, circle around it, making 500 maneuvers in terms of articles for months, that will not be happening. They would just say this movie is a success.
Yeah.
We will know
You
raw
have the
numbers.
facts,
Yeah. So similar to this, the woke side doesn't know if female custodians are a success. We also don't know, but at least what we have is all the freaking reports from different people, all the polls of their popularity, how they're viewed in general, how people are perceiving them in general, which is still a very good indication.
Also, no reports of scalpers buying out what is in the stores. That usually also happens at the beginning.
And that's a pretty good point.
People will say, "Oh, scalpers bought everything," so that they can sell it. No reports of that.
Yeah.
No reports of that. I even saw here I saw reports of a new series of Lego minifigures that people said the scalpers are buying out this and this minifigure, and I said, well, wait a minute, there's no reports of the fan stories for that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if even thinking Lego has scalpers,
Okay.
it was going to happen here, yeah. And that again was going to be indication. Scalpers would know that, oh, wait a minute, people will want that, so let's buy it out and then sell it.
Yeah, Tsunami, I think that
Good
those are
price.
pretty good points.
Yeah, they're fantastic points. I'm just gonna go ahead and be extra cringy here. No W for you guys. You got an L for LGBTQ plus. Lots of talk, $0.
Yeah.
Suck it, nerds.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Indeed.
one last point. This is really one last point before I forget. Then we can move on to the next topics. I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it now. But there is one particular post. Some guy posted basically the old Warhammer lore with. I mentioned that before, but we never got to it. Like one type of a Tyranid and another type of a Tyranid. So basically, he's like, well, this was retcon. So what do you care about female custodians being retcon? Those are not the same things. Like we said before, you have to be able to, to tell the difference. You have to be able to tell the difference between adding to the lore and totally replacing something, putting it there, integrating it in the middle of things, and try to rewrite the whole history so you can fit it there. Has nothing to do with that. Also, when you think about the Necrons, they had a very poor lore. It was not complete. It was not fleshed out. Well, they did it. They fleshed it out. They created a lot more around them. They completed them as a faction in terms of lore. It's not the point if you like it or not. The point is how it was made. The principle was that they added things. They built it like a house. With the Custodes, they took one brick that's pretty big. It's not fitting anywhere. It's not like the other bricks. It's not a different shape and sizes. And you kick a hole in the house and you put that brick over there, kick it with your foot, and you're like, there, this totally fits now.
It's like when Johnny Bravo was trying to fit a circle inside a square.
Yeah, circle inside the square. Exactly, but he took a hammer, he tried to fit it, it didn't happen. So that's how this is. It's not just an addition, is going way back. I mean, going, back to 30K and saying, yeah, they were here the whole time. They were crying for the emperor. Like one literally was like shocking. Like she was like, poor emperor. I'm like, what are you doing? You're a custody.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So yeah, the point is they did all of that flip-flopping, bending over backwards to do all of those things just to fit them in, and that's not okay. If they were created since the very freaking beginning, we will all be like, yay, female
Yeah.
custodies, because then it's going to be equal to how they wrote, Sisters of Silence, Sisters of Battle. They are going to be equal in terms of the fact that they were there. They were created, they were fleshed out since the very beginning. There was not just one male faction of the custodians. They were always like both, both genders were there. But we don't have that. So it's not like we have anything against women. It's not like we have anything against the female custodians if they were written since the very beginning. No, we have against the fact that something is integrated in the lore where it does not belong, because we already have the 40-year history of Warhammer. We already have that, just like Flash gets pointed out as well. We just shoehorning in this for no reason, that inclusion from a modern perspective, and we are not in the 40K. We do not live in this fantasy world. You should keep the fantasy world as it is. What works there, the rules that live there, that created it, that built it, that made it what it is, that should be intact and not be in fact, not be impacted, but what we have today should not be impacted but by what we have today. Otherwise, it is no longer Warhammer. That is why this change breaks everything, and it's not just a little change and you can't handle it because they're women. It has nothing to do with the freaking gender of whoever it is. Only has to do with 40K, and if you love 40K and you want to protect the lore and you love it how it was, you will see that. But if you don't, if you only want to integrate stuff there for integration inclusion's sake, then you're more a fan of this inclusion politics and worldview than you are of Warhammer. And that's a fact. That's it.
That's actually a hard cold fact.
Yeah. So, finishing words, Tsunami, and then we're totally done with this topic.
No, we're way over time.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, guys, so that's
boy.
it. So that's it. Okay, moving on to the superhero news, guys. Moving on. Yes, well, I knew that will happen, so. Okay, moving on. We have, now, let's talk about Supergirl and the fact that this movie is tracking to be very bad. Very bad performance, not a good movie. We already covered why, so we're not going to get into that. If you want, you can watch our previous coverage. But now we also have this report. And by the way, it would be very fitting and if I was in a Supergirl costume. But that is for another 50.
Yeah.
So for another 50, we can have Supergirl.
Oh, that's what is left? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We are 50 away from Supergirl. But I'm gonna be Zatanna for this video if nothing happens.
Also DC, yes.
Also DC at least. So, is Supergirl headed for box office disaster by geeks and gamers? Industry insiders predict DC film could lose 200 million. So yeah, Tsunami, take it away.
The early box office outlook for the Supergirl is starting to raise serious red flags. And it's not coming from random online chatter. It's coming from inside the industry itself. On his The Town podcast, Puck founder Matthew Bologna didn't just express mild concern, he flat out tanked expectations for James Gunn's next DCU entry. Quote, Supergirl, June 26. I have this as a 2. I am not confident, Bologna said. That's not a lukewarm take, that's near the bottom of the barrel for a major summer release. A brutal first impression from CinemaCon. Bologna's skepticism isn't based on nothing. It's tied directly to what insiders saw at CinemaCon, and apparently it didn't land. Quote, I was open to it, he said. I enjoyed the Superman movie last summer. It got to 618 worldwide and opened to number 125. But the footage they showed at CinemaCon, not great. Seems like lesser and kind of, IP milking. So I am dropping this to a 2. That quote-unquote IP milking comment is the kind of phrase studios absolutely don't want attached to a franchise reboot that's supposed to inspire confidence in a new DC cinematic universe. And it didn't stop there. Even the optimistic take isn't great. Industry analyst Scott Mendelson wasn't coming to Supergirl's defense either. Quote, I'm not that much more confident in that it's a 5, Mendelson said. I was not thrilled about the footage at CinemaCon. He did acknowledge that the film looks expensive, but that might not be a good thing. Quote, the production value is there, it just felt very chaotic and busy in a way that just let them breathe, he added. Maloney's response was brutally simple when he just said, lame. Mendelsohn didn't push back, saying, yeah. That exchange alone tells you everything about the current level of enthusiasm, or lack thereof, surrounding this latest James Gunn DCU project. A budget problem no one can ignore. Here's where things go from concerning to potentially disastrous. Mendelsohn made it clear that Supergirl isn't some low-budget experiment. Quote, I know this is cheaper than Superman. I was assured that it was not like a Daredevil to Elektra, come down in terms of budget, he said. Translation, this movie isn't as expensive as Superman, but it still cost a lot. And that matters because of the brutal math behind modern blockbuster economics. Studios typically need about 2.5 times a film's production budget to break even once marketing and distribution are factored in. So, if Supergirl lands in the 150 million to 200 million range, it likely needs somewhere between 375 million and 500 million worldwide just to break even. Now compare that to Baloney's Supergirl box office projection. Quote, I think we're looking more like 300, number 350 for this one, he said, which I think is, half of Superman. Not great. That gap is where the potential 200 million loss starts to come into play. Marketing strategy raises eyebrows. There's also confusion about how Warner Brothers plans to sell the film. Quote, they're going to sell this as, female-driven superhero meets John Wick. What? Mendelsohn said, that pitch might sound catchy on paper, I guess, but it also highlights a recurring issue. Unclear identity. Is this a character-driven DC story? A grounded action thriller? A stylized spectacle? Not to mention a female-driven John Wick was attempted last year with Ballerina, and that was an official spin-off of the John Wick series. The movie also crashed hard at the box office. Best case versus reality. Mendelsohn did offer a scenario where things go right, but even that comes with caveats. Quote, if it does 500, everyone should be happy because, again, this is in the 2010s, where a studio lives or dies off the superhero franchise, he said. That's the best case outcome. The problem is that number looks increasingly out of reach based on current projections and early reactions. Instead, the more realistic range being floated, 300 to 350 million, would fall well short of profitability by hundreds of millions. The bigger picture for DC. Supergirl isn't just another movie. It's part of James Gunn's attempt to relaunch the DC brand, and right now, the early signals aren't encouraging. When insiders are calling the footage not great, labeling it IP milking, and projecting a ceiling that barely clears mid-tier performance, that's not the kind of momentum a rebooted universe needs. Because if Supergirl underperforms, or worse, becomes a financial loss, it doesn't just hurt one film. It raises serious questions about how the entire DCU strategy moving forward. End.
Okay,
You're right.
so here is what I want to say real quick. So yeah, here is how they are basing this off of. So this is the same that we said about female studies, by the way. I mean, industry are willing to make educated guesses about what's happening based on current projections and early reactions. How fans also see it online, and this includes, of course, how they reacted to the trailer, which is not good.
No.
And by the way, I totally forgot to say, but maybe I'm going to include this in the female studies video. The the likes to dislikes ratio of the Custodes trailer of the release of the review was like
Yeah,
a lot.
indeed.
That's also a great indication. Maybe I'm gonna include that later.
And also, James Gunn wasn't there at CinemaCon when they showed that footage, so
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't have that much confidence either.
yeah. So James Gunn wasn't there.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't care. He's not as involved and focused as somebody like Zack Snyder is. He's not dedicated. He doesn't make super amazing posts on Instagram that show his heroes in a very dignified, heroic way. Quite the opposite.
Because he never shows them in that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, to
yeah.
begin with, yeah.
I mean, if we have to compare Ballerina that they say here, that was a way better movie than
That's
what
the
Supergirl looks
yeah,
like.
that is the
actually.
sad part.
That's the
That's
sad
just
part.
sad because Ballerina came out at a time where everybody were just throwing up from all the female hero pushing. Everything was in a bad light, and that's why we point out always that when you have this woke stupid movement that wants to push all the isms out, actually they create those when we never have had them, and we actually make a good movie with not a Merisu, with somebody that really fought tooth and nail through blood, sweat, and tears to achieve this level of, well, badassery and actually be a very awesome movie next to the John Wick movies. And as a character, I mean, she's great and everything that you can think of. Nobody cared.
And she wasn't that
Everybody missed it.
reluctant hero that we see here with Supergirl again.
Yeah, I mean, she tried to survive. She did the right thing. She was ready to get beaten up to a bloody pulp just to do whatever is right. And she did get beat up a lot, and she survived and all that. But it was still badass because actually she got through adversity and survived. There was a character development there, what we haven't seen in the female character for years. So I am pretty sure that Supergirl cannot be able to hold a candle to freaking quality of Ballerina.
Even from the trailers, we see that that ain't the case. Just that's not Supergirl, as we say. I mean, I don't know how people can claim that Zack Snyder was, a cancer to DC. He actually brought money, and epicness to and respect to those characters. And how can people not say that about? I mean, some type of people don't say that about James Gunn when he actually wrote nothing but depravity and, just disrespect to those characters.
Okay.
Isn't this more of a cancerous thing?
Yeah, this is very much. I mean, this literally is cancer because it's rotting away on the DC name, and on the heroes, on the stories, on everything that you can think of that as DC. So, to sum this up, and of course tonight I'm gonna let you speak, but to say our last piece about this, 200 million. I mean, for this movie to make less than 200 million less than Superman seems like pretty spot on estimation. It looks very accurate. Also, from what we know and covered so far, James Gunn is like trying to wash his hands and kind of seems like he tries to just be like, okay,
Be done with it.
I'm done. I'm going to go. That's how it seems. And this is going to factor in the next thing that we're covering. But yeah, what do you think, to Name?
It's exactly what everyone told them was going to end up happening. James Gunn's really trying his best to go ahead and be like, does it matter? It fucking matters. And one of our following stories here about lanterns is starting to show, like, dudes starting to sweat.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
So we're going to cover it. We're going to see. We're not very happy about going to see the movie, which is rather soon. And when was that?
Next month.
Next month. First, we're going to go see Mortal Kombat and actually have a blast, probably.
Before we finish again, one thing to say. Remember how people were complaining that, the Guntards were complaining how Superman's, Zack's Superman was way too dark and not in character.
Mm-hmm.
How is this in the character?
They're gonna say it's like...
How is this Supergirl in character?
They're gonna say she flies. I don't know.
She flies. How is this in the character? A drunk girl that is a mess and things like. How is this the character of Superman? But now they say that it's okay to be messy and edgy and things like that. Supergirl. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we all know that they want to promote not qualities but lack of such. So yeah. Okay, so let's know what you think, guys, in the comments. Is Supergirl going to flop or not? Let us know. And now, we're going to the next topic, which is Zack Snyder teases new project from Paramount Lot, Snyderverse returned. Oh boy, so what is this about? Tsunami, take it away.
From Cosmic Book News, Zack Snyder teases new project from Paramount Lot. Snyderverse return? Zack Snyder is poking around Hollywood, and he just made sure fans noticed the Paramount connection. The filmmaker posted a new image on Instagram from the Paramount Lot, captioning it, quote, poking around the backlot in Hollywood as we start our work on our new project. Snyder didn't say what the project is, but the timing is going to fuel a lot of speculation. Paramount is currently in the middle of its push to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, and the deal has major Middle East backing, including Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Snyder posts from the Paramount lot. The image shows Snyder on the Hollywood lot with the Paramount water tower visible in the background. That detail is the big one. Fans immediately connected the dots in the comments, with many bringing up the Snyderverse, DC, and Paramount. One fan wrote, "Is that Paramount in the back?" This man knows exactly what he's doing. Another added, "Faith, Alfred, faith." Snyder has been teasing DC-related material on social media for months, including posts tied to his DCEU films, The Trinity, and Justice League imagery. Now he's posting from the Paramount lot while Paramount is trying to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. Could this be Brawler? Snyder's next project could be Brawler, his UFC movie. The project was announced last year with UFC, Dana White, and Saudi Arabia's Turkey Al Sheikh. Sorry if I fucked that up. Involved. Brawler does not have an official movie studio attached as of yet. That makes Paramount an easy studio to watch. Paramount already has a UFC connection, and the UFC is owned by TKO, which recently partnered with the Saudis on a new boxing promotion. Paramount buying WBD adds fuel to Snyderverse talk. The bigger angle is what Paramount is trying to do with Warner Bros. Discovery. Paramount's WBD deal would put Warner Bros., HBO, DC, and the studio's film and TV assets under a new corporate structure. Recently, even saw that Paramount FCC filing revealed the Middle East could become majority holders. Now this is where the Snyderverse speculation comes in. Snyder's Justice League and DCEU films remain major talking points online, especially with fans who want Warner Brothers to revisit his DCEU plans. We have also heard that the Saudis want Snyder back involved with the Snyderverse as a way to rival Marvel. For now, nothing official has been announced. The Paramount WBD is expected to close by the end of July. Stay tuned to Zach's Instagram posts for more clues. And
All right.
Oh yeah.
So this is just another thing that Zach does that's pretty cool. I mean, oh boy, I do think this is an indication that something is happening.
That's something's happening. I mean,
For
even
sure.
even if it's the movie Brawler that they saying that means that he will work with Paramount, which
Yeah, that
could open
yeah,
other doors.
exactly. That means that he's there
Yeah,
and he's
means that
actually
he's
working
yes.
there. So, they own Warner Brothers. He will probably have a pretty good relationship with them, indicating by
Indeed.
previous things that we know. So this is just very promising. And I think that as much as we go in the future, the more contrast we're going to see between what he is doing and how he's doing it, and freaking James Gunn over here who's like,
Yeah.
falling off the.
We can see that and now. I mean, still people remember what he
Still
did,
more.
Yeah,
We're going to see it more.
more.
So, yeah, what do you think tonight?
I started to get kind of like, yeah, every week with the Justice League, blah, blah, blah. This is a completely different take. That is an aggressive photo right there with him putting that in the background. So it started to feel like, is this guy just fucking doing a gigantic cock tease? That doesn't seem like such a cock tease. It seems pretty overt, a very overt statement, while still being somewhat, I guess, non-direct, which is cool. Like, I don't know. I have no faith in the DC universe right now, especially considering the next story we're going to go over. It seems like it's all going to be trash. So I guess some kind of ray of hope, which is the same thing I've been saying for months now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we know that he's not perfect, but
Yeah.
what he did for the DCU was way better than what we have now. Like, that's
What
for sure.
he's doing with the comic book movies in general, 300, Watchmen.
Yeah, that's his
These are
best work.
projects that when he's a director, I mean, as a writer,
Not
no,
a writer.
no, when he's
yeah.
as director, everything is perfect. Just put him with a great writer.
Barry Stroud called it out. I'm going to say it because he's right. Rebel Moon
Yeah,
is Zack Snyder's.
That's
and
why
he
we
has to
said
own
not
that.
a writer. That's why we said.
exactly. His projects as a writer, no, as
No, please don't.
as a visual creator
Just
and
visually
director,
and
yes,
how he portrays the characters.
you have the script of Watchmen, so he knew what to do with that. He also read the comic book. Someone else wrote the script. 300 also perfect. Things that are not his original takes
Yeah.
are great.
Just-
We talk exactly about the DC things. Other things, really no.
Also,
No, not
he
much.
literally made shot-by-shot recreations of some of the original Superman and Justice League animations. He made shot-by-shot recreations
Indeed.
of some of the fight scenes in those animations,
Mhm.
which you cannot recognize unless you see side-by-side comparison, but that is on Twitter, so he actually did that. So he went through all of the animations and comic books and he recreated that
He
on
knew
the
what to
screen.
do with the with those scenes and with the superheroes. He knew how to portray them. So maybe that really is something. I do hope that it will be something to connect him now with the DC brand.
Yeah, it's just
Again.
that the thing that many people don't know is that the whole idea that he had, of course, was cut from the studio. He was made to make Batman v Superman, but the idea was that Superman is eventually going to grow into the Superman that people know and love, like the lighter one and all of that. But he had to go through all that crap before that so he can build his character. So this is kind of like a TV show approach in which you have so much time to develop something, but you actually don't. So everything, like, I mean, the whole vision was like cut like this and pasted like that, and that's why it doesn't
Also, unlike
seem
James Gunn, actually, Zack Snyder really knows what to do in social media.
That's also true.
That's a way
Unlike
better
James
approach.
Gunn,
Unlike James Gunn,
who is like a
who,
child
yeah, like a child, he
running rampant.
even went of his way to answer the comments about how Lex did a
Oh
perfect
yeah,
clone of Superman, but he doesn't know his secret identity. You know, well, the hypno glasses are a thing. He looks like a different man. Then, if you're a super scientist, that doesn't mean you know all the answers and stuff like that. And I say, man, if you gotta explain me your shitty movie, what are we doing? Also, your explanations were book club. You know, hypno glasses, really? Yeah.
something that's not
Anyway,
canon. He said it's
yeah,
canon, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't know
yeah.
anything. So yeah, Tsunami, final words about this.
No, all good.
Okay, so guys, let us know what you think in the comments. We are gonna move on to the gaming topics. Now, this is pretty fat. How much time do we have? About 15 minutes?
About it.
So we can fit
Think
only
we'll
one.
fit at least this one.
Okay,
Or the other one.
let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Hey, that game right there looks way better than the
Yeah.
Judgment.
Tsunami,
Yes.
I gotta choose. Let's do the Varadar.
I think this one, yeah.
Yeah. This time I gotta choose.
Okay.
Okay. So let me lay the scene. Basically, guys, a few days ago, this game Aphelion came out, and before that, this came out, which is an article. An amazing person who wrote that game. Correct, Tsunami?
Correct. It's the lead writer on the game.
Yes. So the lead writer of the game wrote, "Gamers don't have to be your audience. Gamers are over." So if this is not tone deaf, I don't know what it is. This is like one of the worst things I never imagined in my whole life I will hear such takes that make no sense, and they're totally against reality. Literally. Rodki has been funny in the comments. Okay. So, Tsunami, can you please start with this article? Yes.
Sure thing. This is from the game developer by Lee Alexander, contributor, August 28th, 2014. So this isn't like a new wave fucking weirdo. This person's been in it from the beginning, and they truly hate you. Anyways, gamers don't have to be your audience. Gamers are over. Game culture as we know it, it's kind of embarrassing. It's not even culture. It's buying things, spackling over memes and in-jokes repeatedly, and it's getting mad on the internet. I'm a fan of video game culture writer, but lately I don't know exactly what that means. Game culture as we know it is kind of embarrassing. It's not even culture. It's buying things, spackling over memes and in-jokes repeatedly, and it's getting mad on the internet. It's young men queuing with plush mushroom hats and backpacks and jutting promo poster rolls, queuing passionately for hours at events around the world to see the things that marketers want them to see. To find out whether they should buy things or not, they don't know how to dress or behave. Television cameras pan across listless queues and often catch the expressions of people don't quite know why they themselves are standing there. Games culture is is a petri dish of people who know so little about how human social interaction and professional life works that they can concoct online wars about social justice or game journalism's ethics, straight-faced and cause genuine human consequences. Oh my god, use a period in the enter button, asshole. Because of video games. Lately, I often find myself wondering what I'm even doing here, and I know I'm not alone. All of us should be better than this. You should be deeply questioning your life choices if this and this and this are the prominent public face your business presents to the rest of the world. This is what the rest of the world knows about your industry. This and headlines about billion-dollar war simulators or those junkies with the touchscreen candies. That's it. You should absolutely be better than this. You don't want to be divisive. Who's being divided except for people who are okay with an infantilized cultural dessert of shitty behavior and people who aren't? What is there to debate? Right. Let's say it's a vocal minority that's not representative of most people. Most people, from indies to industry leaders, are mortified, furious, disheartened at the direction industry conversation has taken in the past few weeks. It's not like there are reputable outlets publishing rational articles in favor of the trolls' side. Don't give press to the harassers. Don't blame an entire industry for a few bad apples. Yet, disclaiming liability is clearly no help. Games websites with huge community hubs whose fans are often associated with blunt Twitter, hate mobs sort of shrug to say things like we delete the really bad stuff. What else can we do when those people don't represent our community? If you're getting annoyed by the way I'm reading this, look at the fucking article. But actually, those people do represent your community. That's what your community is known for, whether you like it or not. When you decline to create or to curate a culture in your spaces, you're responsible for what spawns in the vacuum. That's what's been happening in games. That's not super surprising, actually. Well, video games themselves were discovered by strange, bright, outcast pioneers. They thought arcades would make pub games more fun, or that mods would make for more amazing cross-cultural meeting spaces. The commercial arm of the firm sprung up from marketing high-end tech products to early adopters. You know, young white dudes, ew, with disposable income who like to get stuff. Suddenly, a generation of lonely basement kids with money, asshole, had marketers whispering in their ears that they were the most important commercial demographic of all time. Suddenly, they started wearing shiny blouses and pinning bikini babes on everything they made. Started making games that sold the promise of high-octane masculinity to kids just like them. By the turn of the millennium, those were games' only main cultural signposts. Have money, have women, get a gun and then a bigger gun, be an outcast, celebrate that, defeat anyone who threatens. This all sounds pretty good advice. You don't need cultural references, you don't need anything but gaming. Public conversation was led by a games press whose role was primarily to tell people what to buy to score products competitively against one another, to gleefully fuel team sports atmosphere around creators and companies. It makes a strange sort of sense that video games at that time would become scapegoats for moral panic, for atrocities committed by young, white teen boys. This was written in 2014 in hyper-capitalist America. Not that the games themselves had anything to do with tragedies, but they had an anxiety in common and a morph with cultural shape that was dark and loud on the outside, hollow on the inside. Oh my god. Yet in 2014, the industry has changed. We still think angry young men are the primary demographic for commercial video games. Yet average software revenues from the commercial space have contracted massively year on year, with only a few sterling brands enjoying predictable success. It's clear that most of the people who drove those revenues up in the past have grown up, either out of games, I'm still here, or into more fertile spaces, clearly not you, you fucking eggs dried up hag. Where small and diverse titles can flourish, where communities can quickly spring up around creativity, self-expression, and mutual support, rather than consumerism. Oh my god, this commie gobbledygook. There are new audiences, new creators alike there. Traditional gaming is thawing off, culturally and economically, like the carapace of a bug. This is hard for people who've drank the Kool-Aid about how their identity depends on the aging cultural signposts of a rapidly evolving, increasingly broad and complex medium. Okay, hang on. Can we focus on this statement right here again? Written in 2014. Think about every motherfucking games journalist right now. I'm going to read the sentence again. This is hard for people who have drank the Kool-Aid about how their identity depends on the aging cultural signposts of a rapidly evolving, increasingly broad and complex medium. Pot called the kettle black, bitch. Anyways, it's hard for them to hear what they don't aging anymore, that they aren't the world's most specialist customer demographic that they have to share. We also have to scrutinize closely the baffling, stubborn silence of many content creators amid these scandals, or the fact lots of stubborn, myopic internet comments happen on business and industry sites. This is hard for old school developers who are being made redundant, both culturally and literally, and their unwillingness to address new audiences who don't have money or reference points outside of blockbuster movies and comic books as their traditional domain falls into the sea around them. Of course, it's hard. It's probably intense, painful stuff for some young kids, some older men, but it's unstoppable. A new generation of fans and creators is finally aiming to state a healthy cultural vocabulary, a language of community that was missing in the days of gamer pride, and special interest groups led by a product guide approached to conversation with the single presumed demographic. This means that over just the last few years, writing on games focuses on personal experiences and independent creators, not approval-hungry obeisance to demands of powerful corporations. It's not about being a reviewer anymore. It's not about telling people what to buy. It's about providing spaces for people to discuss what and whom they support. Oh my God, this is the genesis of everything wrong with gaming. I'm so happy this person failed. These straw man game journalism ethics conversations people have been having are largely the domain of the prior age, when all we did was negotiate ad deals and review scores and scrape to be called reporters because we had the same powerlessness complex as our audience had. Now, part of a writer's job in a creative human medium is to help curate a creative community and an inclusive culture. And a lack of commitment to that just looks out of step like a partial compromise with the howling trolls who have latched onto ethics as the latest flag in their onslaught against evolution and inclusion. Developers and writers alike want games about more things, and games by more people. We want, and we are getting, and we will keep getting tragic comedy, vignette, musicals, dream worlds, family tales, if they're queer, ethnographies, abstract art. We will get this because we are creating culture now. 219 people played your shit game, and we are refusing to let anyone feel prohibited from participating. Gamer isn't just a dated demographic label that most people increasingly prefer not to use. Gamers are over. That's why they're so mad. These obtuse shit-slingers, these wailing hyper-consumers with money, these childish internet arguers, they are not my audience. They don't have to be yours. There is no side to be on. There is no debate to be had. There is what's past, and there is what's now. Yes. There is the role you choose to play and what's ahead. End article. Please move on to the tweet.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck
Jesus
you.
Christ.
Fuck you, you piece of shit.
I could not have the image of my head of a
Yes!
sweaty
I-
guy who is bald
Yes!
on top but has a ponytail sitting in his tank top.
Hold on, that's a woman.
In his basement.
That's a woman, right?
No, it could be a woman too by that point.
The writer.
Yeah, but I had an image of a fat, sweaty guy who is bald on,
Yeah.
on top, and and sitting in his basement, and you can hear how his mom says, "Sam, come to dinner." "Not now, Mom. I'm writing my passionate article. I'm changing things now. I'm making a difference." Yeah.
Okay, so
Jesus
very
Christ.
important. Very important. Roadkill says, what the fuck is Empress doing? Well, I am illustrating how this
Illustrating, yeah.
person feels while writing this stupid
Mm.
article. So basically, they were like that in their head. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
that's how they felt. They were like so sassy and so confident with themselves that they are absolutely ridiculous. So that's my representation of them visually and inside their head. And Tsunami did the representation of how they sound. So
And that's also the writer of that game
yeah,
who wrote the article.
yeah.
34 people are playing his freaking things. What is he
19.
talking about? 19 even.
19.
What is he talking about?
I checked before the
Jesus
stream.
Christ.
There were 19 people playing the game. Now,
Poor souls.
all-time pick, like Tsunami said, I also checked, was 219.
Oh.
So look at how this sassy, amazing bunch of crap word salad led to this groundbreaking failure. Just look at that contrast between those two.
We don't need gamers. Gamers are baby bleh. You stupid white. Bleh. You stupid consumers. Suck it, nerd. You fucking piece
Yeah.
of shit. Eat it. Gamers don't have to be your audience. They weren't. Look who showed up. Pretty much everyone in your office and probably your investors. Fuck you.
Exactly.
I will not say what I was
Exactly.
going to say. Something in Minecraft, allegedly, of course. Ha!
Yeah.
Suck it, loser.
Also, I'm sure that these poor 19 people who are playing that are just, streamers who are playing it so that other people can see how they
You
suck.
know that half of them are just people that are making fun of it.
Yes,
Literally, it's like
exactly.
minimal effort live playing it.
Yeah, that's it.
They're making content out of it.
Just like Thibaut was playing it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The sad thing is, guys, that this was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Something like that.
8. What? It's 2026. That was written in 2014.
Yeah, I mean, this article
many
was
years
in
is that, yeah?
2014. So it's 2026.
12.
12.
12.
Sorry, guys.
Even worse. 12.
Sorry,
years.
sorry.
I didn't want to call you out on your math. I was
Sorry,
like,
sorry.
okay,
No,
you want
we
to keep
suck
going
at
on with
math,
this?
I'm an
Call
art.
it out,
Yeah.
we suck, yeah.
Yeah, we suck at maths. I'm an artistic person,
Yeah.
not a math person. Okay, so 12 years ago, guys, that's the sad part. This was written 12 years ago, and since then and before that, of course, these kinds of people were actively trying to ruin whatever industry they're working on. In this case, is gaming. So they had these ideas that they want to come to fruition, and they did that. So we can see 12 years later all the consequences
Yeah.
of their actions, unfortunately, to even think in their head that gamers don't have to be your audience. What? So if I'm selling a salami to people that
vegan.
like salami, I will say
No,
you're
you
not
have-
my audience.
You have to say it to a vegan,
With meat.
Salami, yeah.
Well, what the hell? Like, this is ludicrous. This is like absolutely insane. That's insane by definition. It makes no sense. And everything that Tsunami just read in this article sounds insane. There's absolutely no logic or reason here. This is a word salad.
It's even, how to say, linguistical diarrhea.
Yeah,
To say it's like,
freaking hell.
Jesus Christ, I could get diarrhea just by listening.
Yeah, if you ever imagine diarrhea being recreated in a word form or article, in this case, that's it.
That's it.
That is it. That's not even an exaggeration. So let's just quickly go to the game's performance in Vera Dark post. Of course, shout out to Vera Dark for her awesome work as usual. So she commented on this post. So let's see first this post. So Leigh Alexander, lead writer in Aphelion, is the same journalist who wrote the famous 2014 infamous 2014 Gamma Sutra article.
Oh my.
Gamers don't have to be your audience. Gamers are over. Well, she is over, and this game is over. That's for sure. Like, if you have to say game over to anything, it's this game. So the game launched 2 days ago, and it's currently sitting at 42 current players, and now it's 19, like I said. Steam with mixed reviews, 58% positive, which is pretty interesting. But again, this is this is very small pool of people
Yeah.
that actually play the game, and this pool of people that are willing to buy this game are the same ones, or most of them are surely the only people that is their audience. So basically, these are the only people that are interested in the game in general, which are not the majority of gamers. So maybe some percentage of that are woke people, percentage of those 219 gamers that play the game. So that so this is basically
Guess
captured
what?
from them.
If a game is good enough,
Yeah,
the non-gamers will come, play it, and become gamers,
yeah,
which is not the case in that game. So how can you say gamers are not your audience? You need the gamers so that someone plays your freaking thing and spread the word out there.
yeah. So tonight, what do you think?
I can't stop fucking laughing at this piece of shit. I'm gonna play some more Crimson Desert immediately after this fucking stream, and you want to know why? You fucking piece of absolute filth. Because there's a hot girl in it, and the Asians gave me what I wanted, and I get to fucking beat people up. And guess what, motherfucker? I was the guy you were talking about. I've been playing video games since I was 4. I'm 40 fucking 8 years old now. Fuck you! Fuck you! You lose! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Ha 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 ha. You're a joke. Everyone knows it. And I hope they talk shit to your fucking stupid face every day.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Thank you, Tsunami.
So if if someone sees her, can tell, hey, 19 people are playing your game.
Wow.
That reminds me of that guy in The Simpsons who was always doing ha ha, and then he was running away.
Okay, so lastly, guys,
Amazing.
let's take a look at the. I didn't plan this, but I just thought about this. Okay, let's take a look at this right now. Okay, you see it? You see it. Okay. So, 19 people in game still. I just refreshed. 102 24-hour peak and 219 all-time peak 6 days ago. Now, let's compare this to other amazing games, which are going to be freaking Relooted.
Okay.
So let's see Relooted. Relooted. All-time peak 3 months ago, 57 people. Wow.
Wow.
And the staggering record numbers, breaking all the kinds of I don't know how to say this. I don't know. I really don't know how to say
It's
it.
historical, I would say.
Yeah. 0 players right
Yeah.
now, and
Oh.
4 24-hour peak.
Oh, hey, you are one of those.
No, I'm not. That was
No, one of those
24-hour
57.
peak. Ah, yes, I'm one of the 57. Yeah, true. Okay, so what a record, what a record. And finally, we're going to take a look at everybody's favorite
Whoa.
game,
Woo. Let's hear it, guys.
X Voto.
Oh.
Okay, let's see it. Okay,
Just because we were talking about it, I
Yes.
went to looking for YouTubers that are live right now playing Aphelion.
Mhm.
No one. However, the last live stream said, Aphelion disaster, 0 copies sold, dead in 8 hours.
Amazing.
Okay.
Oh, wait, there's another one. There's another one. Whoever World of Wonder is, shout out to you, bro, because you did this. 0 people viewed his stream.
Okay.
Last person
Amazing.
that fucking did anything
Yeah.
live.
Huge interest, huge interest. It starts from 0, the interest. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
continuing with X Voto, we have 1 player right now. 1 player right now.
Poor deluded soul.
6 players, 24-hour peak, and 427. This is the most successful game out of them all.
Oh, boy.
This is the most successful game out of those 3 recent absolute flops, woke disasters. So 12 years later,
12 years later,
um,
we see the fruit of their labors.
we see
Sure.
the fruit, of this ways of thinking. We see how
All 3 of those games you showed,
Yeah.
to include this one, involve taxpayer funds.
oh, that's disgusting. So
Really?
with what
Yes.
people pay
they-
as taxes,
Yes, all 3 of those were taxpayer funded, or at least partially.
Mm-hmm.
that is disgusting.
Disgusting.
You pay your
Mhm.
taxes,
Yep.
shit gets produced. Great. What a
Correct.
contribution to the country.
Right?
Yeah.
This could have been something fun, but no, you have to do crap.
Yeah. But again, this at least proves that quality and truth always going to win as long as you freaking vote with your wallet, guys. Make sure you are informed. That's what we're doing here, trying to inform you so you can make an educated decision. Actually, one person at least said in my video about Pragmata, in our video about Pragmata, that they are going to buy the game because they really like how we
now we're taking the information.
yeah, our take and information. Yeah. So again, make an educated decision, and we are winning if we are being active as vocal and as strong and together as the freaking woke stupid people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bottom line, that is it.
That is it. Yeah. We can see that there is no more than our audience that support that. Just you know, some hot air balloons there that talk much, write shit like that, but yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just words.
So we are gonna leave it at that. Tsunami, of course, you're free to, say your finishing words as well.
I only have one thing to say. Black girl magic!
Kami.
Yeah, also that black girl in the game looks awful.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no attractiveness. I mean, the man also, the man.
Someone had to say it.
Yeah, but she looks like a black guy. That's it.
Pretty
Damn.
much, yeah. When
Like a
Soccer
black
said, are we playing with the guy now? And you said, no, that's the woman.
Yeah,
This is great.
that's how it is. Well, just what was the saying? You are reaping what you sow, right?
Was that it? I
Yeah,
think,
you reap what you sow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so thanks so much, guys, for watching, for the absolutely incredible support. Thank you for letting me be Mary Jane and Zatanna today. Everything else is traveling, the other cosplay stuff, and we're going to upgrade this look even more in the future. And now we're going to raid Stu, actually, because he's streaming. So, Roadkill, thank you so much. This was absolutely legendary. And to Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
What, Tsunami?
No, I was saying, Mike and Roadkill both fucking legends. That's it.
Yeah. Roadkill finds something very funny, whatever it is. I'm sure that it's funny, Roadkill. I mean, people...
I think I heard what he heard also, but I'm not going to comment.
Really? What the heck did I say?
Yes.
Can you please tell me?
No. Oh, you don't want to know. You wouldn't want it said on stream anyway.
Okay, you're gonna tell me in a bit. Okay, guys. So we gotta go. If we can stream. We could stream this evening if we can.
Mouse PI or Pragmata?
Mouse PI. Mouse PI.
But
I
we're
wanna
going
play.
to finish in Pragmata, right?
Yes.
You can't leave it at that.
Yes.
Bridge 11 and the superhero channel. Welcome in. Are you a fan of the Critical Drinker? I'm the guy off to the side. Obviously, I am. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Critical Drinker is it's yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's fun.
He's like the #1 critic in the world right now.
Yeah, he's fun, of course.
Pretty base guy.
So go back, watch whole stream or what you're interested in, guys. We were supposed to get another news topic here. We just couldn't do it with the time that we have. But again, on the G Hammer Empress channel, Mouse PI tonight. We gotta do it. I can't wait to play this game. Thanks to Joey, of course. So go say hi to Stu. And love you guys. Until next time, with me, the 40K Empress, Logan, and amazing Tsunami. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires.